There's unhealed, there's healing, and there's healed. Greetings and salutations. This is your girl, Outspoken Diva, and welcome to Outspoken Diva Tells Your Story, where whether it's fact or fiction, I will let you know. And today I am letting you know that it is fact. This is a true story. Yes, I know I have not been active with the story times. Yeah, I'm kind of doing some little healing stuff. Yeah, so yeah, been kind of occupied. Then y'all know y'all have seen me review some movies and TV shows and things of that nature. But I have not forgot to know that I have not forgot that I owe y'all some stories. Trust me. And now I told y'all I was going. JJ is coming back for a story time on how we became friends and stuff. So yeah, don't forget. I have not forgotten, but yeah. But today I want to talk to y'all and share with y'all about something. Something that happened to me currently. So, recently, my healed self decided to come to the grocery store with me. Usually, I function. Okay, so let me break y'all down on how outspoken diva thinks. Okay, how world. I I have five personalities for the most part. Um, There's Sheila. Sheila is the non-code switcher. Okay, she her Sheila talks in her Dallas accent, her South Dallas accent. Okay, she does things more the black events. Okay, that's Sheila. Okay, she goes to the black clubs. She's at the black church. She's at anytime she has to show up and be black. Okay, Kelly is the code switcher. Okay, yeah, she's black, but she speaks grammatical English. She's in a her verse. That's the one who goes to work most of the time. She goes to the racially mixed events and clubs and churches and that kind of thing, right? Then there's Felicity. Felicity is the innocent one. She goes to church. She does all the innocent stuff. Most of the time, she does not go to church without Kelly or Sheila. But she just loves the Lord. She's naive. She does all. That's the good girl. That's Felicity. Then there's Marshall. Marshall is the brains behind it all. That's the smart stuff that I have going on in my head. That is Marshall. Okay. Um, and then there's Chad. Chad is the fighter. Chad is the no nonsense. We have to get this work. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If y'all watched One Life to Live, that's why I was like, oh, there's a character Vicky who has all these personalities. Yeah. So yeah, those are my personalities that I know I don't have multiple personalities or DID. I think that's what it's called. But no, these are the ways I compartmentalize. I have to move about in the world. Okay. Within all of those, what's holding those up are my healed self, my healing self, and my unhealed self. Most of the time I am working with the healing person. Okay, I know there's some things that I'm unhealed. Okay, but you can't show up as your unhealed self all the time. And then there are things that you are healed. And yeah, I have learned, I am learning that my healed self will take over. Like, hey, no, wait, I got this. No. And she shows up in times that healed and unhealed are like, wait a minute, what is she doing? Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah. And since like I said, I've been doing some work recently. Like a few days ago, I was in a wellness community. That's what our church calls our small groups now. Well, we did a wellness portion. I went to the anxiety portion, and it just ended a few days ago. And been doing, implementing, like now I need to know, be self aware enough to notice my triggers and things of that nature. So yeah, okay, all right. And then y'all know that I my love languages are quality time and words of affirmation. I am bilingual in my love languages. Okay, so words of affirmation, I walk around, I live life in quotes, right? So there is a quote that says, when you know that you are over something when you can't remember why you're upset about it. Okay, so those of you who are not coming from the blog, when I used to have a blog, those of you did not, y'all just met me. Okay, I used to have a blog, and there was an article that came out a few years ago that said that most Americans did not see black girls and black women as innocent as other races. And I wrote I'll put it down below. I wrote a blog post that says, yeah, we know. Because, yeah, the whole, the notion that, oh, they gonna be, they gonna be fast, and how we have to say, stop calling children, especially black children, fast. They gonna be fast. They gonna be grown. Yeah, and I am very much on the proponent of that, because yeah, I was going to be fast growing up. Okay, my siblings A and G have a different father than I do. I have a different dad than them. Their aunt, well, a few of their family members went to Foundation Church. Their aunt was the head lady over the little children's Bible study mission group, whatever they call it. It was called Starlight Band. She was the head sponsor. Okay, and she was doting on my hair and stuff, and she was like, oh, and she was like, oh, your hair is so pretty, it's so straight. Oh, they did a good press. And I was like, oh no, I have a perm, I have a relaxer. And she was like, oh really? Oh my god, that's so good. I've had a relaxer since I was 5. Okay, so this lady, we're gonna call her Sister M&M's, was like, oh yeah, she gonna get their hair done at the beauty shop, at the salon. They gonna be grown. She gonna be fast, because they be around all them grown folks, and they be talking in front of them. Just watch, she gonna be fast. Now, at 6, 7 years old, I knew exactly what she was saying, because I had heard about other folks calling people fast, and young, especially little girls, especially being fast and stuff. So, I'm like, okay. And it made me upset, but this time I decided to choose my battles. I grew up, my mother is always stressed. My mother did not believe in the whole adults are always right. She didn't, but that's what she grew up with, and she did not like that. So she always told us, if an adult gets out of their place, you put them back in it. This is one of those times I didn't do it, and we'll get to that. And so now, growing up, she had 3 children also. She had 2 children that are around in G and A's age group, right? Then she had this younger daughter. Her youngest daughter, people could not stand her youngest daughter. She talked too much. She moved about. She was mischievous and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, remember that. We'll get to that. So, I'm 6, 7 years old. Let's fast forward to when I was 11. Those of you who don't know, my brother had mental and physical disabilities, okay? So he didn't get to come to church with us after a certain point in time. So we're taking family pictures at church, and my mom, he's our family, he's part of our family. We don't hide him. People know who G was, and they're bringing him in. My grandfather, my mom, and some of the other gentlemen. And who's standing there? Sister M&M's. Then we're gonna also say Miss T, Sister T, and Sister O. Sister O, I know very well, because she also works with us with Starlight Band. Okay, I'm 11 by now. I'm still in Starlight Band. You don't leave Starlight Band until you're 13. Then you go to Girls Auxiliary, or if you're a boy, you become a shepherd boy. That's what the mission groups are for the children at Foundation Church, and a lot of the Black Baptist, missionary Baptist churches. Okay, so they're bringing him in, and Sister M&M's is standing there. Oh my God, I thought he had died. I thought they had a funeral for him. Oh my God. This is the only time I know, but she became my favorite person, Sister T. this is the only time I know me and Sister T were ever even in the same vicinity of each other, and actually, those kind of things. And she said, making sure I'm out the way. Then she looked and she's like, "Why would you say something like that? Do you ever remember there was ever? Why would you say something that's stupid? Uh, uh." You know good and well they ain't had no funeral for him and all this. She was saying all this kind of stuff, and then Sister O was like, and it doesn't even matter. Why would you say that in front of them where they can hear you in the first place? You just dumb. You just stupid. You just say anything. And yeah, at that moment, I went from "I don't like you" to "Yeah, you're just stupid. You're dumb. You'll just say anything." Okay. Okay. So then we'll fast forward to when I was a teenager and her youngest child. Now, remember, I'm supposed to grow up being fast, right? I'm be fast because all these adults talk in front of me and all this kind of stuff, right? Her daughter ends up with a drug problem. Okay, I don't mean no smoking weed. I mean like you can see the track marks in her toes, type of thing. Okay, she's healed from it. She doesn't do all of that anymore. As a matter of fact, she works. She's in my grandmother's position at Foundation Church. She does good. She's a mother. She's a wife. All that kind of stuff. That's behind her. Okay, and we praise God. We thank God for that. But as a child, as a teenager, I would see her go through those type of things, and I would like look at her mom like, "Oh no," but I was supposed to be the fast one, right? Okay. My brother passed away 2017, right? One of the when they like before we like we came in to view the when we came in we viewed the body, then we didn't do a final view at the end. We did our final view then, and the pastor or the whoever was the officiant said, "Is there anyone who has not viewed before?" Sister M&M's come walking up, and in my head, of course, first of all, grief, but also I'm unhealed still. This is how I know I was unhealed. I was like, yeah, so you came to make sure that we had a funeral for him, that he died, right? But I'm thinking this in my head. Of course, I didn't say these things out loud. I mean, probably my mother would, no, my aunt, my mom's sisters would probably have a fit that I was acting that way, but, okay, so, yeah. Trust me, Sheila was all in control, and unhealed Sheila at that. Okay. So we fast forward to this past weekend, okay? Healed me, and most time in the grocery store, I am probably Sheila, okay? First of all, we're dealing with, I'm making purchases that I don't want to have to do, and yeah, there's no facade or anything. I don't need the code switch for no reason to buy groceries, right? Kim is with us. My sister, of course, is with me. So, we're on the aisle and stuff, Kim being cute, people talking to her. She's fighting sleep. That's what she's doing. She's talking to people, like waving at people so she doesn't go to sleep. But okay. So on the aisle we turn, and there goes Miss M&M's. Remember I said Miss, not sister, right? Here's Miss M&M's. And I'm the one to speak, going, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Now, previous times when I've seen Miss M&M's and her youngest daughter, it is usually who is an extrovert. I'm an ambivert, and A is much more outgoing. The saying that behind every outgoing person there's a mean little sister. I'm the mean little sister. Okay, I mean I'm not beating that accusation. Okay, trust me, I'm not as friendly as A. And A and I were nowhere near as friendly as my brother was, okay? Okay, so I'm the one who speaks, though. I'm going, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And the other time, it's A having to speak, and I just kind of wave. And then I dawdle in my basket, because I'll be like, "I do not want to talk to you." Talking about Miss M&M. Now, if her daughter's talking, I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" We might catch up a little, but yeah. Well, I'm like, "Hey, how you?" She's like, "Hey, how you go?" Da 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 da. And then she was asking, whose baby was this, and my sister was like, "Oh, this," and I was like, "Yeah, it's her grandbaby." "Oh, really? That? Oh, you look so pretty," and all this kind of stuff. And at the same time, she's talking. I'm engaging in this. Healed, healing, and unhealed are talking, and unhealed and healing are going, Are you sure you're talking? Yeah, I'm sure and Healed is going, yes, I'm fine. What? And then Healing was like, why don't we like her? Oh, we got to think about it. And Unhealed was like, no, remember they was like, if you didn't lead off with it, we're fine. We're good. We're good. There to go. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Whatever, all of that doesn't matter anymore. So we're talking and stuff. She was like, oh yeah, I remember y'all was in the youth choir and all this kind of stuff. Oh, because my sister had asked about her older kids and stuff, because we don't see her older kids. I think one stays out of her oldest daughter stays out of state. So, she was like, oh yeah, they doing fine and stuff, child, and I was genuinely interested. And then she was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna tell my youngest daughter I saw y'all. Okay, all right, see you later, Miss M&M's, and she kind of bristled a little bit, but healed me didn't even go, because unhealed me or healing me, unhealed me would have gone, yes, that's your name. Because since my sister and I don't go to that church anymore, a lot of people have become Miss or Mr. instead of sister and brother. And that's not kind of received well, a little, and some people have not received that well. And I guess that kind of made her bristle a little bit. Unhealed me would be like, yes, that's your name, you get over it. Healed me was like, yeah, you just, like, that's gonna be your name. Sorry, that kind of stuff. But I just want, I didn't have any feeling towards, me saying that. I mean, that's gonna be your name. I don't call you by your first name, so you're still my elder. I still put a handle on it. So, yeah. And I was just like, that really felt good to show up as my healed self and know I'm dealing with something. She didn't trigger me. That felt good. And I like showing up in a healed state when dealing with things that hurt me, people that hurt me in the past. Because, yeah, a 6-year-old child being told that she's going to be fast all because of her hairstyle. If she was paying attention and she knew what was going on. My mother has had arthritis since she was 19. You would have known that if you had taken genuine interest in us instead of just saying, because I got my hair done. Your child got her hair done at a salon. Also, she had a Jerry curl. Who's doing Jerry curl? Not too many folks were doing Jerry curls at home. Okay? So your child, and is that why your child's chatty and people don't like your child? 6-year-old outspoken diva, yeah, had to, it just felt good that unhealed 6-year-old, that unhealed 11-year-old, that unhealed 20-something, no, 30s, I forgot I was 38, 39, 39. My unhealed outspoken diva did not show up in that moment. Healed 40-plus diva showed up in that moment, could be friendly, could have a conversation with someone. That felt good. I want to be able to show up as my healed self in so many things, especially things that we talking about something that happened when I was 6. We talking about 40 years ago, 40 plus years ago then. Okay? It just felt good. Okay? So yeah. When was do you ever notice when you showed up as your healed self when dealing with something from the past, or a person from the past, or a topic or something? Doesn't it feel good? Oh, goodness. So yeah, that's the end of my story time. So yeah, just telling y'all, feels good. And, we should show up as our healed self. And yeah, we need to start doing some healing in the work so we can show up as our healed selves as much as possible these days, okay? So, because, yeah, we always talk about, be the light that you would like to see. Can't do that unhealed, okay? All right, yeah, so, yeah, other than that, or, how do you, like I said, have you ever showed up as your healed self? Yeah, anything that, were you ever told that you were going to be too grown or fast or mannish or that kind of stuff? Leave it down below in the comments down below, or on the social media site that you see this on, except Facebook, you leave yours down below. And, or you can always shoot me an email at the email address that is in the description box. And yeah, other than that, talking to you in adult times.